In another video in the series in Counting Techniques, we looked at how many arrangements you can make from the word cat. And an easy way to do that is to have a look at a tree diagram where you look at the possibilities for the first letter, the second letter, and the third letter. If we do that, we can see all the possible outcomes, and they're on the right hand side in black. So for example, we could have CAT or CTA, etc. So the way to calculate that is to look at the options for the first letter. You can see in red that the three possibilities are C, A, or T. And for every one of those possibilities, we can see in orange that there's two possibilities. So in the case of C, the possibilities are A or T. Once we've chosen the second letter, when we go to the third letter, there's only one choice. So in the case of choosing A after C, the only choice is a T, and we can see that shown here in light blue. So the number of ways we can rearrange the letters from the word cat is 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. And we refer to that notation where we're multiplying by a whole number and then decreasing values of the whole number down to 1 as factorial. So 3 factorial is 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1. And 7 factorial is 7 multiplied by 6 by 5 by 4 by 3 by 2 by 1. And one thing that helps us in calculations, if we have a look at a number like 7 factorial, if we're doing some calculations of that with 3 factorial, it helps to express the last few numbers, in this case of 7 factorial, 3 times 2 times 1, as 3 factorial. And that assists us with a process where we may be doing some division, which we'll see in some examples. So in general, n factorial, where n is any whole number, can be represented as n with an exclamation mark, and that's n multiplied by the number 1 less than n, then multiplied by the number 2 less than n, and we continue this process all the way down to multiplying by 2, and then the last number is always 1. Let's have a look at some examples where we simplify using the factorial notation. The first one is 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial. We'll expand both of these numbers in full, so 5 factorial is 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 by 1, and 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. The next step we'll do is we'll do some simplifying by dividing between the top and the bottom line. We can see here that 3, 2 and 1 are repeated. So we'll divide each number by itself, which gives a result of 1. That leaves 5 multiplied by 4, and if we perform that calculation, we see the answer for 5 divided by 3 factorial is equal to 20. You'll notice in our second line of working that part of 5 factorial actually expands to look like 3 factorial, so we can use that idea when we're simplifying. In our next example, we've got 100 factorial divided by 98 factorial. So what we'll do is we'll expand the top line, but not the whole way. What we'll do is expand 100 factorial to be 100 multiplied by 99 multiplied by 98 factorial, and we stop there because it matches the bottom line, which is also 98 factorial. So we can do a quick division between the top and the bottom line, removing that 98 factorial, and we're left with 100 multiplied by 99. Performing this calculation, we get an answer of 9,900. Let's do one more example where we have 3 numbers expressed in factorial notation. So we've got 10 factorial divided by the product of 6 factorial and 4 factorial. What we'll do first of all is we'll work with the larger factorial number on the bottom line and express 10 factorial in expanded form so it matches that 6 factorial. We do that by multiplying 10 factorial out to be 10 by 9 by 8 by 7 by 6 factorial. The 6 factorials on the top and the bottom line can cancel such that dividing one by the other just leaves a total of 1. Our next step is to expand the 4 factorial in the denominator. And we do that by saying 4 factorial equals 4 by 3 by 2 by 1. Then we can do a series of divisions between pairs of numbers in the top and bottom line. So we've got colours here to indicate the different divisions we're doing. First of all, we divided 10 by 2, and that leaves 5. We then divided 9 by 3, and that leaves 3. And we divided 8 by 4, and that gives us 2. We've got 7 remaining on the top line and 1 on the bottom, and of course on the bottom line everything multiplies out to be 1. So the product of 5, 3, 2 and 7 comes to 210.